Hello. Uh,
Hello, Liam.
Hello. I just have a few questions. Well, like, why did your family move here?
Well, my grandparents came from Italy. My father's family came from Sicily, in the southern part of Italy, and my mother's family came from Abruzzo, which is in the middle of Italy. And they came here at the turn of the 1900s, and they came for a better life. Uh, it was very, they were very poor. They came here and they settled in. My father's family moved into New York City. His father being a concert violinist with the New York Philharmonic, and he eventually he passed away in his late 30s, and his family, his wife and the three sons, my father being one, moved to South Jersey where she had relatives. Then with my mother's father's family, my mother's father, they came here and moved to South Jersey to become farmers, and they did okay. They were able to eke out an existence. So they had a reasonably good life, better than their relatives in Italy had, and they did manage to send some money back to them to help them in Italy. So that's how we all began.
okay. Um, do we have any important family traditions or?
Well, I know in our family, our Italian tradition is Christmas Eve. We used to do the Feast of the Seven Fishes. As long as I am now 72 years old, and as long as I can remember, we always had seven fishes on Christmas Eve, and then we went to midnight mass, and this now tradition continues since all the the matriarchs are gone. Your mother continues to do that for our family, and we really look forward to that every year.
Is there a reason why we should preserve it or?
You should preserve this tradition to tell your children and your children's children, just as a sake of to let them know what family is all about. We should have some strong bonds in the family, because if we don't have our strong bonds in our family, what is there?
Do we have any family treasures or skills passed down from the family?
Well, I know I had none of the abilities you children show with athleticism and musical ability, but I have some jewelry that since I was the oldest grandchild on both sides of the family, I was lucky enough to get a lot of the jewelry of my grandmother's, and I have them, which I'll pass on to my granddaughters to pass on to their children. These are they're of monetary value and sentimental value, so it's just something we have.
Okay. And culture, did you speak any languages? Is there any stories that from a kid that were funny, embarrassing, or
Well, I know I only spoke Italian when I was up until I started school, because that was the language spoken in our home. But my parents spoke really they spoke perfect English because they were born here. My grandmother on my father's side lived with us, so I spoke Italian to her because she had a difficult time. She understood English, but she had a difficult time making her point known because she didn't know how the words. But we have. There's always my cousins and we get together. We tell stories about how our parents, my uncles and aunts and all the different things we used to do at my grandparents' house down in Buna, and we used to get together in the summertime and have they used to get a big bushel of crabs, and we'd sit around, and the men would play cards. And these are things you don't see happening anymore, but it used to be something that I wish it would happen more, but it doesn't. So there's this is
When you broke all the eggs.
oh, when I was a child, oh my goodness, we we lived. My parents. I was at this point. I was my sister wasn't born yet, and we lived in a home where people had a chicken coop behind. We rented it from them, and they had a chicken coop behind the house. And I managed to get into the chicken coop and throw all the eggs on, because I thought it was really fun to see these eggs splatter. Of course, I did get seriously reprimanded, even though I was only about 3 or 4, but I never did that again. But my mother reminded me of that story on occasion just to keep me online. So there was, oh, good heavens, that story's been told over and over so many times.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam.